Hi guys. Hi. I've legitimately missed this. Yeah, it's been what, 4 months?
Having everyone look at you adoringly, is that?
Oh, it's been a weird. It's been as I'm sure a lot of you know. I think probably Misha and whomever else have been speaking about it, but I'm sure it's.
Yeah, what do you know?
We're glad
Very
to see
little?
you. We're glad to see you.
What?
We're glad to see you.
Glad to see me?
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you.
Yeah.
You were the hero that held together on the plane.
He got outside the plane and was just flapping his arms.
No, literally held the wing and the fuselage and was like, keep it going!
I got this! Yeah.
If by hold it together means just pouring Alex a massive bourbon, then yes, I was helpful and facilitated.
Yeah.
Somebody just left.
Yeah, this is also the last time we get to see you guys as Sam and Dean Winchester.
Yeah.
For now. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we have, this is what, the 4-week mark?
4 weeks left.
Yeah. I know. Well, he's acting, but all honesty, it's so I'm weird. I'm a lot of you know. I'm hyper emotional and like sensitive, and I like long walks on the beach. Purple and pink are my my spirit animals. I'm very nostalgic, and I kind of been surprising myself. I was like, I either am just like cool now, or like I'm dealing with this. And then on somebody's birthday, I sat in the airport, and I was like, oh, you know, I had already texted him, but I was like, I'm gonna like give a little happy birthday post to my boy. And often I'll just find like a picture, usually of us when what were we, 13 when the show started?
Yeah.
And kind of post like it's been so long, but I was like, let me see if I have something. Sometimes I have some little gems of skiing or hanging out in my photo album. And so I found a photo.
Those will all be released later this year.
There's an app.
Little gems.
Yeah, little gems. And so I found a photo from our last ever photo shoot as Sam and Dean, and it was like, oh, cool, this is gonna be awesome. And then I started typing it, and it was like a small violin was playing. I counted on my fingers how many birthdays I had spent with this dude, and I was like, oh God, like now it's hitting.
It's happening.
And we said it.
It's happening.
Yeah, but we were like, March. We'll feel it in March. We're like, oh, whatever. Sure enough, March, and then like, you know, that was March 1st, then March 2nd was the 1 month mark, then March 3rd was Mercedes girl's birthday, rest in peace. It was like, everything was like, this is the last ever blah, blah, blah before, this is the last time we'll be on this thing. Corona.
No touch, you read the policy.
I looked at the policy.
It's true, like it was, I mean, you were having these kind of emotional feelings at the beginning of the season in July.
Yes.
This is the last first day. And
that's true.
But you know, and rightly so. Like it was, this whole season has been, you know, it's been very emotional and very reflective. And I certainly was like, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. And sure enough, I was telling him, it was like March it's gonna hit. It was like March 1. Here was the problem why it hit. I ended up reading like the last few episodes. And
you want me to forward it?
That was so. Yeah, so we just got the final episode. We had been given kind of a verbal overview of how it was going to go.
In what, May or June? After
last summer. Yeah. And but we hadn't seen anything written. There hadn't been any outlines or any breakdowns, or certainly no scripts. Something just kind of came through the wire on Friday, and I sat down in the trailer and I decided to read it out loud to some people, and I didn't make it through like one page. Oh, it's tragic.
How I feel. This inside me. I wish I couldn't feel anything, Sammy. I wish I couldn't feel a damn thing.
Now, not to say that not to say that the story is tragic, but just like, it's like, is it me being, you know, emotionally, an emotional wreck reading this thing was, it was crazy, but it does, it kind of, like you said, when you look through those photos, you start reflecting, you start looking back, and you're like, wow, this is, there's never been anything consistent in my life longer than this show. I've never done anything more consistently, and it's, you know, it's a lot. It'll be a big void.
That's 2 resident college dropouts. It's just it should have been.
Dad's on a hunting trip, and he hasn't been home in a few days.
Jess, excuse us. We have to go outside.
You know, in almost 2 years, I've never bothered you, never asked you for a thing.
All right, I'll go. I'll help you find him. But I have to get back first thing Monday. Just wait here.
What's first thing Monday?
I have an interview.
What, a job interview? Skip it.
It's a law school interview, and it's my whole future on a plate.
Law school?
So we got a deal or not?
Something has happened since we saw you last. We have premiered season 15. Yeah. It was thoughts.
Great.
Thoughts.
Good. Awesome.
Well, I'm sad because it was our last ever season premiere. That's Jared for the last like 10 months. He's like, this is our last first day. This is our last ever penultimate finale. This is our last summer hiatus. Last Labor Day together. Yeah, I'm a Cancer. I'm a bit emotional, so yeah. This is our last ever first con after the premiere.
Yes. And we've got so much further to go.
Oh yeah. We got some cool stuff going on too.
Yeah, we do.
We are basically smack dab in the middle of episode 8 filming.
Yeah.
So we know some shit that y'all don't know.
I would hope so.
Tease. Okay, so it turns out
It was all a dream.
Just because you're from Dallas.
I would refuse to shoot that episode.
we've been in Dallas the whole time.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. I feel like when he and I found out the ending together, I sort of, you know, digested it over a little bit, and I was like, badass. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna go film a season of a TV show, you know? So I wasn't like, oh God, I hope they don't F this up. So I was comforted knowing that I really enjoyed it.
But it's so dark.
But great, right? I could see it now. Supernatural, the end. And the cover is just a gravestone. It says, Winchester. Fans are gonna love it. Well?
It's awful, horrible, hopeless. You can't do this to the fans. What you did to Dean, what you did to Sam.
Yeah, I think there's maybe a slightly greater sense of confidence in some of the bigger choices that we're making right now in the season, knowing where we're going and that choice won't be contradicted by how the show ends. You know, in the past, we just had to kind of be faithful that the show would go somewhere that made these choices make sense. And you know, and I think that the writers and the directors and the editors and everybody involved kind of keeps an eye on that. But for us as performers, like sometimes we'll make a choice in a particular scene or a particular story arc that you don't really know where that's going to go. You don't know how that's going to end. And so you just kind of go off the faith that this will make sense. So I think we're having a little greater confidence. Not that there was insecurity in you know what we were doing before, but I think it's just a little bit more of a confidence of knowing that the decisions we make won't be contradicted by the ending of the show at this point.
Thank you.
So what's it all add up to? It's hard to say. But me, I'd say this was a test. For Sam and Dean. And I think they did all right. Up against good, evil, angels, devils, destiny, and God himself. They made their own choice. They chose family. And, well, isn't that kind of the whole point? No doubt, endings are hard. But then again, nothing ever really ends, does it?
We won't be gone long, I promise.
It came to the point of like, okay, I think this is the right time. Like, it's a weird decision. And then I'm going to sell him out. When Jensen got to Vancouver 2 weeks ago, I have a text message from him. He's like, man, crazy being back in Vancouver. I feel like we could do 2 more years. And I was like, let's talk, man. Like,
to all the SPN family out there, thank you so much for taking this journey with us for 15 years. We love you, and we won't be gone long, I promise.